My 30th fiancé, 40M, is having an affair with a dead woman. Here's my dilemma. Do I postpone my wedding and give us a shot to work this out, or do I run for the hills? I'm wondering if I'm completely missing his perspective on all of this. My fiancé, 40M, and I, 30F, have been together for 9-ish years. A year or two through our relationship we spent some apart as I felt he had an inappropriate relationship with a coworker, both realtors. We ended up getting back together, but he continued to sleep with her during the first few months of us trying to work things out. We did work things out. The infidelity isn't as big of an issue for me as it is for other people. I quickly felt trust with him again and things were great. The issue of the affair has rarely come up since we talked through our resolution years ago. 6-ish years later we got engaged. Almost a year after that, his mistress died. Excuse my cold tone with this, but to me she is not a good person and I will never see her in that light. I found out she had a fetish for taken men and she played a big role in the end of 4 others' marriages. My fiancé went to the funeral and spoke at her parents' request, despite my expressing how hurtful and disrespectful that was in my eyes. In the months following her death he has participated in fundraising held in honor of this woman. I have continued to express how hurtful and disrespectful I find his involvement in all of this. I'm capable of, and have, moving on and forgiving him for the original affair. But when he keeps doing things that bring it to the forefront of our relationship, I can't help but to feel hurt by it. There is a messy history after all. I feel like I have sacrificed so much, sat back and been the one to bend and compromise on everything surrounding her in these situations. And I can't see anything that he's compromised on when it comes to it. All I see is an inappropriate and disrespectful emotional connection to his dead mistress. There was a small fundraising dinner in her honor the other night, and this is where things really hit the fan. I again expressed my feelings on the situation, especially since he didn't tell me until an hour before he was going to leave to attend. He said I need to get over the affair and stop holding it over his head, and I need to figure my stuff out. He wishes I could see his perspective because I wouldn't be upset if I stepped back and saw his side of things. Yet, he couldn't articulate his perspective. He also said he was sick of my meritless threats after I said if he is going to continue to have an inappropriate emotional connection with his dead mistress and bring it to the forefront of our lives together, that I couldn't live the rest of my life like that. He said he has the right to honor a good friend, and that she always had his back even after he chose me. This has really caught me off guard the past year. I thought there was no connection to her anymore. I also thought I had a partner that would care enough about my feelings to be willing to change some of their actions. I know I would feel awful if he came to me and said that something I was doing was hurtful to him. And he found it disrespectful. I'm getting none of that from him. He cares more about honoring her memory than your reasonable feelings. I'm guessing if you look back on how he emotionally and otherwise supports and cares for you, you will find that he always puts himself first and does very little for you. That's not the person you want to build a life with. I also think any trust you have in him remaining faithful to you is misplaced. Don't marry him. Just break up. He's selfish. He wants you to see his perspective but wants you to get over what is a major situation in your life. Nothing good for you in the future with him. He might even cheat again when or if he ever gets over his mistress. Prioritize yourself. He's not. Wow. Maybe you should have been more hurt by the affair. Your fiancé sucks. He didn't respect you when he cheated. And he doesn't now. He didn't tell you until an hour before he was going to a fundraising dinner for her? And she's a serial home wrecker? That's the woman your fiancé loves. Even when she's dead, she's wrecking your home. Your fiancé sucks. You deserve better. He spoke at her funeral? Girl, why are you with this man at all? He will cheat when he finds his next mistress. He does not respect you at all. I think once you get to the point where a man mocks you for not following through on leaving him, it's kinda just done. Like, what on earth do you do with that? I have a certain amount of sympathy for a human being whose friend, however loaded that word is, in this situation, has died. Of course it's wrenching. He's allowed to be sad. But in this specific situation, the phrase, having it both ways, really does spring to mind. If you're too sexually incontinent to be faithful to a reconciling partner, at least have the good grace to grieve privately and not rub that partner's nose in your love for your mistress. So her parents asked him to speak. Are they socially clueless as well? He could have said no. He could have quietly ordered some lovely flowers. There are any number of ways he could have contributed to her funeral without hurting you like this. Talk about main character syndrome. Let him go. Girl, he had a whole-ass relationship with this woman. How did he know her parents? Why after 6 years is he still a huge person in her life? Enough to speak at her funeral? I know this sucks, but I think he has been with her the entire time. I have to ask, are you sure you weren't the other woman in this scenario? It may have started out with you as the primary relationship, but wow, your acceptance of his cheating made you the side chick. And now you are the side chick to a dead woman. Is this man front and center with the grieving people around the dead mistress? Is he enjoying the attention? Girlie, he doesn't love you. Leave his cheating ass. He has shown that he respects a dead woman more than he will ever respect you. As harsh as that sounds, it's the truth. You're only 30. You're still young. Do you really want to be tied down to a man who will sooner or later find himself another mistress? I need you to leave his ass and don't give the ring back. Sell it. He has shown he never respected you. For your own sake, do not marry him. That's like asking him to cheat on you for the rest of your life. Don't waste your time on a man that is in love with a dead homewrecker. You stick around and I promise you he will probably start comparing you to her and put you down, while uplifting her. Do not marry him. He doesn't love you, sis. This isn't how you treat people you love. Not in any universe. Info. Is there something you're not telling us here? I don't mean to victim blame you by any means, but you seem awfully calm about the whole thing. I can't grasp how infidelity would not be a major issue in the relationship and how you fell back in trust with him again. But okay, you do you. But the 6 years between infidelity and engagement, was he in contact with the mistress? Because the way he's devoted to her, it seems like his affair never stopped. And with all due respect to you, you really need to grow some self-respect and a backbone. He is absolutely right in saying that your threats are meritless, although wouldn't use THST word, and that he wouldn't forget about his friend. Because what exactly are you gonna do about it if he doesn't? What exactly was the consequence of his actions for cheating on you and presumably continuing at least an emotional affair with this woman for the last 6 years? He knows you won't do anything except expressing how hurtful and disrespectful this is, which is very much giving thoughts and prayers. If you really meant business, you would have left him after the funeral drama. Hell, after the cheating. Reddit throws around, just leave him, far too loosely. But in your case, you're way past dump him advices. I can't fathom why a person who's only 30 would put up with this. I guess your BF has his hooks on you since he started dating you really young. In any case, prepare to nag and fight him for the rest of your lives if you marry him. Best case scenario, you may divorce and come back to your senses. Good luck to you. Hard no. Time for you to walk away. No more chances. No discussion. He has zero respect for you. You need to respect yourself. What are you doing? Surely this can't be real. I'm gonna assume this is just for the karma because it's so outlandish. What is wrong with you? Get therapy. Why would you want to marry a guy with a mistress that he clearly loves and cares about more than you? Get help and get an actual life without him. It's interesting you have so much anger and revolt to the dead mistress. Much more than your fiancé. He cheated on you. He continued to cheat on you. He is taking advantage of you. He cares more about his mistress dead or alive than you. You are letting this happen. You are standing by, hoping he will change. You are holding on to something dead, just as he is. He's just holding on to a dead person. You are holding on to a dead relationship. But infidelity wasn't that important to you. This is a prime example of a toxic relationship. It's time to call the time of death. This relationship is more dead than the mistress. Run. This isn't really debatable. You are being compared to a dead what if who can never disappoint him, who he lied to you to be with. Why does she need so much fundraising in her honor? He will do as much as you allow him to do, and treat you the way you let him treat you. He keeps calling your bluff and he keeps winning. Because your threats are empty. Leave him. There's no future with a guy who doesn't care for you or your feelings. I say all the time. People often mistake forgiveness for acceptance. And I'm this case. You did accept a lot. You forgave the cheating and then accepted that he was continuing to sleep with her while you work things out. That's a hard thing to walk back. You're saying I accepted this intimate relationship but I don't accept this dinner. That's why he's saying your threats are meritless. You might not like it. But what are you actually going to do? Are you going to leave him for going to a benefit dinner? After you stayed with him while he slept with both of you? You need to actually leave. Or let this one go too. You've talked yourself into a corner where only actions can back up your words.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.